More than 100 people have been killed in just two states, that is the states of Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, because of lightning strikes in just one day. Those killed in the incident mainly include people and farmers working in open fields and children playing outdoor. So in today's video, we shall understand how the lightning mechanism works, how it strikes, and what are the ways to forecast lightning strikes. In simple terms, lightning is a bright discharge of electricity because of thunderstorms. Technically speaking, it is an electrostatic discharge that releases huge amount of energy with the rapid movement of electrons converting air to superheated plasma. More often we hear thunders following lightning strikes. They are caused by compression of gases surrounding the lightnings because of the compression. Basically, there are three categories of lightning. One, intra-cloud, which is flashes within the cloud. Then we have cloud to cloud, where lightning jumps from one cloud to another. And lastly, we have cloud to ground, where lightning strikes from the ground. The last kind is the most well understood and also the most riskiest to human lives. Surprisingly, even with such huge advancements in the field of science and technology, scientists even today do not completely understand the mechanism of lightning. But what we have understood so far is electrification of cloud occurs mainly when warm air mixes with cool air. Let us now try to understand this mechanism step by step. Often during thunderstorms, you get to see huge clouds which are 10 to 12 kilometers in length, but the temperature does not remain the same throughout the length and breadth of the cloud. Temperatures towards the top of these clouds are in the range of minus 35 to minus 45 degrees Celsius. In the first step, hot warm air and water vapor start moving upward in the cloud. As they move upwards, heat is released because of condensation of these water vapors. This process pushes the water molecules further up in the clouds, and once these water vapors move to temperatures below 0 degrees Celsius, the water droplets change into small ice crystals. These small ice crystals keep moving further upwards in a cloud until they are so heavy that they start to fall to earth. Eventually, this leads to a system in which simultaneously smaller ice crystals are moving up and bigger ice crystals are coming down. Ultimately, this process or this system leads to collision of ice crystals, and this triggers the release of electrons. If you notice, this process is very much similar to the generation of sparks of electricity. So finally, it results in a chain reaction where more and more electrons interact and more electrons are produced. Further, this leads to a situation wherein because of electrons, the bottom or middle layer of a cloud is negatively charged and the top layer is positively charged. Please note, the potential difference between the top layer and the middle layer is very huge. It may be 1 billion to 10 billion volts. And hence, in a very little time, a massive current of the order of 1 lakh to 1 million amperes starts to flow between these two layers. But wait, this current has not yet reached the ground. It is circulating well within the cloud. And during this process, an enormous amount of heat is produced, and this leads to the heating of the air column between the two layers of the cloud. It is this heat which gives the air column a reddish appearance during lightning. And further, as the heated air column expands, it produces shock waves that result in thunder. But now, how does this current reach the earth from the cloud? Well, it is pretty simple. We all know that the earth is a good conductor of electricity, but it is electrically neutral. Electrically neutral means the earth has the same number of electrons and protons, so their charges cancel out overall. So scientifically, we describe this by saying that the earth has an electric potential of 0. Well, now back to the topic. Like I said, the earth is a good conductor of electricity and it is also electrically neutral. But this neutrality is lost when, in comparison to the middle or lower level of the cloud, which is negatively charged, the earth's layer becomes positively charged. And because of this potential difference, about 15 to 20% of the current gets directed from the lower or middle layer of the cloud towards the earth. And it is this flow of current that results in damage to life and property on earth. Also, there is a greater probability of lightning striking tall objects such as trees, towers or buildings. Once it is about 80 to 100 meters from the surface, lightning tends to change its course towards these taller objects. Why this happens? It is because the air is a poor conductor of electricity. So, electrons traveling through the air are always seeking a better conductor and the shortest route to the relatively positively charged Earth's surface, and hence they strike taller objects first. That is the reason why people are advised not to stand below tall buildings or trees during lightning strikes. Besides direct hit, there are other ways in which a lightning can strike human beings or animals. First way is a side flash, which occurs when a lightning strikes a nearby tall object such as tree and then jumps from the tree to a human. This generally happens when a person is standing within 2 feet or so of that tree. And the second way in which a lightning can strike human beings or animals is through ground current. It happens when lightning strikes an object like a tree and the electrical current travels along the ground. This happens when there are conductive materials in the floor or on the ground, such as water from rain or flooding. Please note, this type of conduction covers the maximum area and is also the biggest cause of deaths worldwide by lightning. And it is the ground current which usually kills hundreds of animals during a lightning strike in open fields. And more surprisingly, lightning also travels large distances through other conducting media like electrical wires, metal surfaces, showers, and even taps and landline phones. So this is why, even though the indoor locations are safer, we should not touch anything that are conductive during thunderstorms. Recently, the World Meteorological Organization has released its report on lightning strikes. The first highlight of this report is Brazil has recorded a lightning strike that traveled a distance of nearly 709 kilometers. This was in 2018. Now, as per WMO, this is a new record because the previous record for the longest detected distance for a single lightning flash was for 321 kilometers, which was recorded in June 2007 in a state in USA. And there is also one more record, that is Argentina has recorded a strike that lasted for 16.73 seconds. This was recorded in 2019. The previous record here lasted for 7.74 seconds, which was recorded in France in 2012. There are also few observations with respect to lightning strikes in India. First, Bihar is second after Uttar Pradesh with the maximum number of deaths due to lightning. As per findings, at least 170 people died in Bihar due to lightning in 2019 between April 1 and July 31st. And more importantly, lightning strikes kill more people in India than any other extreme weather event.